Starting us off at number 10 is Kim Kardashian. I bet you didn't expect this. This is truly groundbreaking. I mean, who would have thought that Kim K doesn't actually look like her photos in real life? Everyone thought this. We know you don't look like that, boo. No tea, no shade, but it's been proven time and time again that she photoshops her photos. This image alone points out every alteration that was done to her body, face, and skin. We know that makeup can also completely change the look of someone's face, so depending when you run into her in real life, she might not look anything like we are used to. You know, that is a lot of upkeep to always try and look that perfect all the time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Next up at number 9 is Trisha Paytas. You know you're doing too much editing on your content when a YouTuber makes an entire video about you showing how much you manipulate your appearance. In May 2019, YouTuber Ethan Klein made a video to prove how the use of Photoshop is making people on Instagram feel inadequate. Of course, Trisha wasn't happy about it and clapped back with a bunch of angry tweets. He did use some body shaming jokes, which I do not approve of, but when comparing her before and after pictures, he isn't wrong. She does make extreme alterations. Between her makeup, Facetune, Photoshop, and filters, she actually does look like a completely different person. Like, some people probably wouldn't recognize her in real life, and that's not to be rude, that is just a fact. Coming in number 8 is Blac Chyna. It's no secret that she's altered her body with some very drastic plastic surgery, and she's been questioned before on how honest her social media is. But fans started fuming in December 2018 after she posted a picture that was clearly distorted to change her body shape. As you can see, she is rocking a little gold number, but the door behind her has an obvious and very unnatural curve to it, which shows that she altered the picture. Fans started pointing it out and were angry that she would try to promote something like that to her fans. It got to a point where she had to turn off the comments on her post. Despite the body shaping, she's always in wigs, makeup, and tons of accessories, so it can't be all that surprising that in person she wouldn't look the same as what we see online. In our number 7 spot is Ciara. The singer has been around for a long time. I remember being in elementary school when her music first came out. That just makes me sound really old. Her debut album called Goodies was released in 2004 and topped the Billboard Hot 100 chart. It was certified triple platinum and got 4 nominations at the Grammy Awards. Talk about a successful debut. So for years now, we're used to seeing her in hip-hop videos, glam, different styled weaves, all that Hollywood jazz basically. But earlier this year in April, she decided to get real with her fans and posted an all-natural photo showing off her bare skin and natural hair. She posted the photo to celebrate the launch of her new album called Beauty Marks and encourage people to embrace themselves. In her caption, she wrote, "No makeup, no extensions, vulnerable, my beauty marks and all, the real me and I love it. Finally embracing myself fully and it feels good." I gotta say, she looks flawless. Like literally, not one flaw on your face. But she doesn't look like the Ciara I am used to seeing. If someone would have showed me this picture, I would have thought it was just a picture of a random girl. Cruising to number 6 is Ozzy Osbourne. The English singer rose to fame in the 1970s when he was the lead singer of a heavy metal band, Black Sabbath. During that time he got the nickname the Prince of Darkness, which was fitting because he wore dark clothes, dark makeup, black nail polish, dark sunglasses, and had that long dark hair. And still does. He went on to have his own successful career after being fired from the band in 1979 due to alcohol and drug problems. It's safe to say that he's known for his music, but also for his dark signature look. It kinda reminds me of Marilyn Manson, if I'm being honest. They both do that whole black eyeliner thing impressively well. But in more recent times he has toned it down, and that's probably because he's getting older. He's now 71 years old, and if you saw him in real life, it would show. He still rocks long hair and those circular sunglasses, but when you take them off and remove all that makeup and accessories, he's a totally different man. You can hardly recognize him as Ozzy Osbourne, but that is expected because when anyone piles on makeup all the time, it creates a totally different look. Take it all off, and it's a bit shocking. Halfway through the list at number 5 is Katie Holmes. The actress first achieved her fame when she took on the role of Joey Potter on the hit TV series Dawson's Creek. God, I missed that show. It ran from 1998 to 2003, and from there her career took off and she made her debut in films. She's always had a natural look to her, and by that I mean I guess it just looks like her face isn't full of plastic. And maybe she has had some work done, I don't know, but if she did, it does not look like it. For the most part, she's kept a similar look throughout her entire career. The now 41-year-old is still rocking her natural brown brown hair, but when we see her, she's always in a full set of glam or she's on a screen in a movie, which we know has that professional lighting. Paparazzi pictures started flooding the internet showing her outside of glam, walking around LA without her hair and makeup done, and yes, she does look very different. Not in the sense that you can't tell it's Katie Holmes, it's just a big difference in what we see in the media. Here we are number 4 with Ashley Graham. The model officially started her career when she signed a deal with Wilhelmina Models in 2001, but later switched to Ford Models in 2003. But things really started to take off for her in later years when she was profiled by Sally Singer of Vogue magazine. She ended up catching everyone's attention when she appeared on the October 2009 issue of Glamour for the editorial titled "These Bodies Are Beautiful at Every Size." From there, her career started to take off, and in 2015, she landed herself in Sports Illustrated as one of the first ever plus-size models to appear on the cover of the swimsuit issue. But with modeling as your career, you are often in makeup, hair, wardrobe, and a glam team is always at your beck and call. Not to mention, a lot of the photos we see in magazines are touched up and the editing team works on the final print. Fans were thrilled when Ashley posted a picture of herself on Instagram wearing no makeup. She is literally stunning and in my personal opinion shouldn't even wear makeup. Like, who would have known she had so many freckles on her face? Not me, because most of what we see is airbrushed. Girl, you're so pretty. We've made it to number 3, and we have Aubrey O'Day. She was first known for being one of the members of the girl group Danity Kane, and then went on to become a TV personality and solo artist. She also dated DJ Pauly D for a while, so many people came to know her through that. Just a fun fact. But like many others on this list, she also hid her real appearance from the public eye. It was a huge shock to her fans when pictures revealed that she had cinched her waist down to a size 0 in one of her red carpet photos. As you can see, the one picture which she posted on her social media has her waist at a size 0 and her arms and jawline are completely slimmed down. Not that she needs any of this editing in the first place, but the original red carpet pictures show what we would see in real life, and it is a lot different. In spot number 2 is Tana Mojo, one of the most famous YouTubers on the internet right now, and people adore her for her brutal honesty and the fact that she's always been very relatable. In the beginning of her YouTube journey, she always kept it real with her fans, which is why she has the career that she does right now. But since she started gaining massive success, fans have questioned why she stopped being honest about her image. She was under fire back in November 2019 for her excessive Photoshop edits. After walking the red carpet at the People's Choice Awards, fans were wondering if it was actually her in certain photos at the event. Fans were outraged and began calling her a wax figure and said that she's promoting the opposite of what she preaches. It isn't the first time though. She was also ridiculed after behind the scene videos showed her real body at one of her beach photo shoots. Now, she does often admit that she facetunes her pictures, so I'm just not really sure what you'd get in real life. Taking over our number 1 spot is Katy Perry. The beautiful pop star has made headlines on multiple occasions for how different she looks without makeup on. It all started after her ex-husband Russell Brand posted a photo of her without her hair and makeup done. It's obvious that she was not expecting this picture, so I don't blame her for being caught off guard, but she does look a lot different than the glam we are used to seeing her in. A big part of her image throughout the years has been these crazy colored wigs, lots of makeup and accessories, and spunky wild outfits. It's not that surprising to know that without all of that, she probably would look a lot different. Not in a bad way though. I think she is gorgeous without makeup, but she does look different. Beginning our countdown in the number 10 spot is Ellen DeGeneres. Let me start off by saying she is my angel. I just adore her. So by me saying she looks different, or anyone for that matter, it is not in a rude way. She has been in the industry for many years and for the most part, her overall look has stayed the same. She's always rocked the short blonde pixie cut and trendy hipster style, and that would probably all remain the same if we saw her in real life. But the comedian is now 61 years old, and with age comes aging. Naturally. If you're a fan of her daytime show, then you're used to watching her behind your screen in good lighting, with a full face of makeup and wardrobe provided by her glam team. However, if you saw her in real life, you would see that she does look a lot different without makeup on, and her face does show some aging. But nonetheless, I hope I have that spunk and dance skills that she has at that age. That girl can move. Moving on to number 9 is Kris Jenner. She is the leading lady of the Kardashian and Jenner clan, not only being their mother but also working as their manager. Smartest thing a mom has ever done. Genius business plan, just get rich off your kids. She is now 64 years old, and there's no denying that she's beautiful and also looks really good for 64. But to see Kris outside of the glam is rare. She always has her wardrobe on point with a full face of makeup. But there has been a few sneaky photos online that show her bare face, and she does look a lot different. She kind of blew her own cover though with an Instagram post. She took a picture with Gordon Ramsay and she face-tuned both of them to get rid of their wrinkles. However, not long after her post, post, he posted the same picture but the original one, which revealed the drastic difference that her editing had created. Busted! Next up, number 8 is Gordon Ramsay. After looking at that last picture of Chris and Gordon, you were probably like, whoa, did not realize Gordon actually had so many wrinkles. Which is totally normal and expected since he is 53 years old. But when we see him on TV or in the media, we usually see him looking more like this. But when you look at pictures of him without makeup, yes, men wear makeup too in the industry, and the professional lighting, he does look a lot different. And he knows it too. In July 2017, he underwent some cosmetic procedures that left him looking a lot different, and he had no shame in admitting it. He is embracing his aging process and said that he even told his kids about it because he is always wanting to keep it real. So I have respect for that. Up next, number 7 is Candice Huffine. She is one of the world's highest paid plus size models. With her job comes flaunting her body in a variety of bathing suits and lingerie, while encouraging body positivity for all shapes and sizes. She's always pushed her fans to ignore the words plus size. She just sees herself as a regular model. So it was obviously pretty confusing for fans when it was revealed that some of her photos were heavily photoshopped to a point where it made her look 2 sizes smaller. Isn't this completely contradicting? People are looking up to this female for being a plus size model, yet they are slimming her down to a smaller size. It has to make you wonder what all plus size models actually look like in real life, and if what we're seeing in the media isn't actually their body. Nonetheless, I'm sure she is just as beautiful in real life, but her body wouldn't be what we see in the magazines. So at the number 6 spot is Jelena Karlusa. The Serbian singer is known for her music, but also for her provocative work and image, which people often refer to as reinvented. She's an online influencer with a massive following of 2.1 million on Instagram alone. So for someone who's known for her image and has such a big platform, we would expect to see the same thing in real life than what she shares online. Turns out, she looks a lot different in real life. I mean, if we take a look at this side by side, it really does look like 2 different people. By no means is she less attractive, but when you're constantly editing photos to look so perfect and unrealistic, the truth is bound to come out when people see you in real life, like up close and personal. Halfway through the list, at number 5 is Abigail Ratchford. She has many titles, often being recognized as a social media personality, an actress, and a model. There is no denying the fact that she is stunning, but she's also another celebrity who would look a lot different in person. Fans were stunned after an Instagram account named Beauty False exposed different models for altering their image online. Abigail was one of many, and the account exposed raw images from photo shoots before they got in the hands of the editing team. It also compared her Instagram story images to what we see in the final edits. Now, girl has a rockin' bod even before the editing, so I don't know why the heavy editing even needs to happen, but people were not happy about it and even started making jokes saying that she probably has her own Photoshop guy on payroll. They also started calling her a scam, saying that what you see is not what you actually get. Welcome to 2020. Here now at number 4 is Linda Liu. She's a finance lawyer and was once just working as a regular girl before she became famous online for her image. She's known as Skinny Queen online and is often praised for her tiny frame. The lawyer has built a fan base of 347,000 followers online, and it looks like she has everyone fooled. So here's her most recent image on her Instagram page. And here's a picture that was found on LinkedIn with the finance firm that she used to work at. I don't like to assume that someone has had plastic surgery in case they haven't, but these 2 images look like completely different people, and it's actually the only photo I could find of her outside of her skinny queen persona. It's almost like she's been able to completely hide who she is in real life. It's kind of trippy. So if you find a picture of her, well, let me know. Here we are at number 3 with Jonah Hill. Now I'm not trying to sound rude, but I'm gonna first point out the obvious. Our boy had a serious glow up. When he first entered the acting world, he was a bigger guy and he was always booking the same comedic role that would match both his size and personality. The fat friend, for example. No shade, just a fact. But over time, he completely changed his overall look by shedding off some weight. But let's take his weight change out of it and check out these pictures of him just casually walking the streets of LA. Alright, whoa, blonde, slicked back hair. I literally didn't even recognize him when I first saw these pictures. This was in May 2019, and since then he has dyed his hair back, but is now rocking some big arm tattoos, which makes him look totally different, and totally bad. I might go as far as saying he looks kinda hot now. Like cute, maybe hot, I don't know. Nightmare number 2 spot is Meryl Streep. Hands down the most iconic actress in Hollywood, she is an absolute legend. The actress is currently 70 years old, and you would never know because she's just as busy and successful as she was when she was 30. She's kept the same look throughout her career and hasn't gone overboard with any cosmetic procedures or plastic surgery, which is actually really nice to see, for once. But let's not ignore the fact that she is 70 and has to have some signs of aging. She stunned fans with her no makeup red carpet look back in 2017. Can't deny she looks stunning, but it wasn't totally realistic, because without any makeup she looks a lot different. By no means does she look worse, just different because her age shows more. Alright guys, we made it to number 1 and we have Caitlyn Jenner. Let me start off by saying this is not to disrespect her transformation by any means. If she identifies herself as a lady, then I'm going to treat her like any other lady on this list. At the time of filming this video, Caitlyn is 70 years old and has officially completed her transformation from male to female from the Olympic athlete Bruce Jenner. When she first went through her transformation, we only saw her when she was in full glam. Hair, makeup, wardrobe, shoes, nails, wig, basically everything. It was almost impossible for the paparazzi to capture a moment of what the real Caitlyn really looked like. But after coming out and gaining more confidence, she has flaunted her bare face and she looks a lot different. I gotta say though, 70 years old and a transformation, and she still looks better than I will probably look at 70. So kudos to you, Caitlyn. Beginning the list at number 10 is Madonna. The 61-year-old has become an icon after the impact she has had on music, fashion, film, and pulp culture. And most of the time people often forget that she is 61 years old because she looks so dang good still. And because she has such a young heart and reckless behavior that it kind of reminds me of like our teenage years. Over the years she has taken some criticism for people saying she is an aging woman who has the audacity to try and stay in the spotlight. But she does not care what anyone thinks about her appearance, her style, or her choices. She flashed her booty at the Grammys, and after facing the heat she responded with, "I take care of myself. I'm in good shape. I can show my ass when I'm 56 or 66 or 76. Who's to say when I can show my ass? It's sexism, it's ageism, and it's kind of discrimination." Now, we'd be lying if we didn't admit that when we see her behind a screen, she looks very fresh-faced and a lot younger than 61 years old. But in real life her age does show more when you take her out of the professional lighting, makeup crew, airbrushing, and photo editing. She is still a strong and beautiful woman, but she does look a lot different underneath what we see in the media. Up next, number 9 is Marilyn Manson. His real name is Brian Hugh Warner, but he's known for his professional name as an American singer and songwriter. One thing everyone knows him by is his makeup. Throughout his career he has caked on thick layers of eyeshadow, eyeliner, and even some different colored lipstick. Even at 50 years old he still puts on his makeup every day, and he talked about his obsession with it during an interview. He said, "I wear makeup because it's the way I like to look. More like why a woman wears makeup, not in the terms of looking feminine, but just to look a specific way. Maybe attractive is the right word." But take all of that off and he looks like a completely different person. For one, he has no eyebrows because he usually fills them in with makeup. But his overall appearance is just a totally different vibe. He's known for his Marilyn Manson character and persona that he puts on with all of his makeup, jewelry, and wardrobe, so when you see him just as Brian, it's a little bit shocking at first. Cruising into number 8 is Tyra Banks. She was only 15 years old when she started her modeling career, and she went on to become the first African American woman to be featured on the cover of GQ and Sports Illustrated. She was also Victoria's Secret Angel from 1997 to 2005, so I don't really need to convince you that she's beautiful. A lot of people would also recognize her from being the host and leading lady of the reality competition show America's Next Top Model. Because her career has constantly consisted of modeling, we're used to seeing her all done up, which is why it was a little shocking for fans when the 41-year-old model posted a makeup-free selfie on her Instagram page. With or without makeup, she is beautiful, but she does look a lot different. Even if you go off pictures you see of her body in magazines versus the ones you see that the paparazzi take, huge difference. Not in a bad way, just different. We all know the magazines tend to reshape, smooth, and professionally edit their photos, so we can't be all that surprised that she looks different in person. Swiping the number 7 spot is Mila Kunis. Fun fact, people tell me I look like her. I don't see it, but I will take the compliment because she is hella fine. The actress has been blessing our screens for many years, and she always looks beautiful while doing it. And even though she is on this list, it does not mean that she is any less beautiful in real life. She just looks a lot different than what we normally see. Take away all the glitz and glam, and some people might not even recognize her just walking down the street like that. Honestly, she looks a lot younger in my opinion, like without all the makeup and stuff. I'll save you guys the time going to Google how old she is. At the time of filming this video, she is 36 years old, and in those barefaced pictures, she looks like she's in her 20s, in my opinion. So baby girl, you could not wear makeup all the time. And you look good. You fine. Moving along to number 6, we have Bella Hadid. The Victoria's Secret model was obviously chosen to be an angel for a reason. She is stunning, but she used to look a lot different and fans have been quick to point it out. It's no secret that she's had some work done, and with a full-time modeling career comes a lot of makeup and probably a lot of pressure. On a few occasions, she's been accused of photoshopping her body in some of her Instagram pictures, so it's hard to trust that she would actually look like what we see in the magazines. Plus, makeup can completely change the look and shape of one's face. Take all the makeup off and she looks like a different person. Still beautiful though. Seriously, I wish I looked that pretty with no makeup and a towel on my head. We're halfway through at number 5 with Seth Rogen. He's an actor who has basically looked the exact same throughout his entire career. Like every movie we see him in, he looks the same as Seth Rogen as he can get, basically. But throughout the last few years, the 37-year-old has been changing up his look and it's getting hard to keep up. Check out this picture. This is what we are used to seeing on our screens for the most part, give or take with or without his glasses. But then this happened, and I honestly don't have many words for it. He literally doesn't look like himself. The longer hair, the beard that has like 3 different colors in it, the different glasses, I am shook. He did end up shaving all of that off in November 2018, but since then, apparently he is back to looking like the grizzly bear. So I'm honestly not sure what you would get in real life, but it is not what we see in the movies. The same way girls can catfish guys with makeup, guys can catfish girls with facial hair. That is a fact. I said what I said. Coming in number 4 is Anne Hathaway. The beautiful brunette has kept a fairly consistent look throughout her entire career. She's changed her hair from time to time, once rocking that short pixie cut. The 37-year-old is now a mom, and we can't deny the fact that she is a MILF. She's a babe. MILF, babe, whatever you want to say. But on numerous occasions the paparazzi has captured moments that make us realize she too is human and of course looks different without her glam squad by her side. I mean, if we're being honest, we kind of already knew this though. Remember her transformation in The Princess Diaries? Her character Mia had this like complete makeover from a regular teenager to a royal princess.
Polo is exhausted because Majesty, only Polo can take this and give you
a princess.
Makeup is a drastic change for everyone. This movie is actually what made me want to start wearing makeup as a kid. Because I saw her transformation and I was like, oh my god, I can look like a princess. Pretty sure I like bought Dollarama makeup and started putting it on my face. Alright guys, in spot number 3 is Will Ferrell. When we see the actor on our screens, he's usually playing the same comedic character just with a different name in a different movie. He plays the part so well, it doesn't surprise me that it's all he really does, but when we see him on screen, he looks pretty much the same as he always has. The same brown curly hair, no facial hair, the same laid back wardrobe. But after seeing recent pictures, I have realized that he looks a lot different in real life. First of all, he looks a lot older, and then I googled how old he is and I realized that he's 52. For some reason I just thought that he didn't age. But he recently stepped out on the red carpet for an iHeartMedia event and was walking some salt and pepper colored hair, and his eyebrows were completely gray. Not saying that aging is a bad thing, I totally get that we will all have gray hair one day, it's just the first time I've seen him looking so different outside of his usual character. They obviously dye his hair brown when he's on camera, and let me tell ya, it makes a huge difference and I was a little bit fooled. In spot number 2 is Geena Davis. She's been in the industry for a while now, and throughout the beginning she always looked like the same beautiful brunette, but throughout the years she started to look a little different. For one, she grew up. She was young when she started her acting career and now she is 63 years old, so naturally she is going to look different. But in more recent years she decided to get some work done on her face, which left some obvious changes. But she has been open about it and said, I like myself more and I feel better about myself. It's just 100% different. We can't blame her for wanting to get work done, but when you take away the lights, the editing, and her makeup crew, she looks even more different than her different, if that makes sense. Like Geena Davis with plastic surgery, different. Geena Davis with plastic surgery in real life, without all the glam, another different. She just looks different, is what I'm trying to say. Filling up the #1 spot is RuPaul. I should start by saying that I am obsessed with him, so anything I am saying is coming from a good place because I adore him. He's an actor, a singer, and a model, but is mainly known for being the world's biggest drag queen. Since 2009, he has been blessing our screens with his reality competition show, RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, whenever I think of RuPaul, I think of his drag character, obviously. I actually had no idea that he was 59 years old, and when I saw pictures of him outside of drag, I was a little shocked. He looks damn good. Just because he looks different does not mean that I'm saying he looks bad. Once you remove all the foundation though, you see that he actually has a ton of freckles. And underneath the wigs is a shiny bald head, which is probably why the wigs fit him so perfectly. And RuPaul wears glasses in his everyday life. Not to mention there's been times where he has rocked a mustache and a little beard, and I hardly recognize that it was even him at all. Needless to say, whether he's in drag or not, take away the glitz of Hollywood and in real life he just looks wildly different. But I am here for it because I love him. Beginning our list at #10 is Nicki Minaj. She is one of the most popular female rap artists in Hollywood, which might have us used to seeing her on camera too much. Because when you take her out of the spotlight, she looks a lot different. Not in a bad way, she's a woman of many talents and her music has her traveling all over the world, but we don't get to see her natural face anywhere. Not on purpose anyway. We're used to seeing her with the fun colored wigs, the crazy outfits, the long nails, all the sunglasses, but behind the camera is a girl whose real name is actually Onika Tanya Mirage, and without makeup and all those added accessories, she is still gorgeous. You would hardly recognize her though if she was just standing in a crowd. Like, for real, if she was walking through the mall looking like her natural self, I would have no idea that it was her. But I'm kind of blowing her cover with this. Sorry, Nikki. Up next at #9 is John Travolta. Throughout his entire career, for the most part, he's kept a very similar image. The dark hair, the chiseled face, and perfectly straight teeth, might I add. Sometimes we saw him rocking a brown beard and a mustache, but it just depended on what role he was playing. Gotta be honest, I don't see much of him anymore. Maybe I'm not watching the right movies, but when his career was in full swing, we were seeing a lot more of him. So it makes sense that when I saw recent pictures of him, I was a little bit surprised. He looks a lot different than what we're used to seeing on our screen. The media has a way of getting the perfect lighting, all those good angles, a proper editing team, basically everything I personally want for my own pictures. If you saw Travolta in real life, I think you would be a little bit shocked. He's rocking a gray beard and his hair has some little flip style going on, not to mention he looks much older than I remember. Not in a rude way. Aging happens. But it would all depend on when you bump into him in real life because his hair changes a lot, and that is because he's naturally bald and usually wears wigs, which he has been open about, and I never knew. The 64-year-old rocked his naturally bald head at the Black Tie Gala back in January, and he looks completely different, like anyone would. Swiping the #8 spot is Britney Spears. Oops, she did it again. She's turning heads, but this time she's doing it with a new face. Fans were surprised when images surfaced online showing her face, which clearly had some new work done. Let's be clear, she definitely didn't need it in the first place. Her face landed on 2 magazine covers in 2016, and people started questioning why the photo editors went so overboard on Photoshop, but it turns out that they didn't. Not only does she look different than the Britney we are used to seeing, but when you remove all the Hollywood edits and see her in real life, she looks different than her new face. Now, I am not calling her ugly. I actually really appreciate a celebrity who will walk around with no makeup and a bun on her head. But if you're going to do that, then why look so different when you're in front of the camera? Like, you look like a different person. And baby girl, you did not need work done to begin with, because you are Britney. In spot #7 is Simon Cowell. For years, people watched him as a judge on American Idol, X Factor, and America's Got Talent, where he often talked about his good looks and success. He's not humble. In fact, he's actually really conceited, but he's honest about it. But more recently, he must have been feeling some type of way about his looks because he decided to have a Botox makeover. Fans expressed their concerns after seeing his new face, which just added to his 20-pound weight loss and blinding new teeth he got put in. Simon called it his 21st century facelift and said that it hurt like hell. The changes are noticeable even in pictures that have some editing, professional lighting, and taken from a professional camera, so we can only imagine how different he would actually look if we were up close and personal with him. But I would personally rather not be. At number 6, we have the incredible talent Adele. She broke out into the scene in 2008 with her debut album called 19, and it was clear that she was a unique talent. And for the next decade, she continued to show off her talent, but also the fact that she encouraged body positivity. She once told Daily Mail, I quote, "Fans are encouraged that I'm not a size 0, that you don't have to look a certain way to do well." However, she did end up slimming down in 2016 and says that she was wanting to lose a bit of weight to get some stamina for her tour. But taking her noticeable weight loss out of it, she looks a lot different than what we see in the media. And the only reason we know this is because she posted video on her Instagram of her completely makeup free in regular lighting. She honestly looks like a completely different person, and a beautiful one at that. The paparazzi has taken some pictures of her out of glam on just a regular day, and I don't think I would recognize her if I just saw her out and about like that. Either way though, she is stunning. Girl does not need makeup. Halfway through the list, number 5 is Johnny Galecki. You guys, gonna be real with you for a sec. When I saw pictures of the actor, I didn't even realize who it was because he looked so different. Maybe it's just me, but I will let you be the judge of that. The actor took on the role of Leonard in the hit TV series The Big Bang Theory. He played the lovable geek from 2006 all the way until 2019, so you can't blame us for thinking that the actor looks like his character the majority of the time, or at least somewhat similar. But if you were to see him in real life, you wouldn't even recognize him. Well, I wouldn't anyways. He looks like a totally different person. Tell me that doesn't look like a completely different man. His hair, no glasses, the low-cut v-neck, the full face of beard and bushy mustache. I am shook, and I cannot help but point out the fact that he looks noticeably older than his character, which was probably the point. He's now 44 years old and was only 32 when the show first started. True Big Bang theories will probably be like, no way, he looks just like Leonard. But damn, I was bamboozled. I had no idea. Here we are at number 4 with Lady Gaga. The pop sensation is known for her wild wardrobe and red carpet looks. I mean, we can never forget the time she showed up wearing a dress made of real raw meat, which probably smelled so bad, by the way. Throughout her music career, we haven't really seen her in anything less than that. She's always rocking different colored wigs, lots of makeup, and oddly high-heeled shoes that make us wonder how she hasn't broken an ankle yet. So people were pretty stunned when they got a first look at her in the movie A Star Is Born, because it's the first time we saw her as her natural self, not Lady Gaga. In the movie, she took on the lead role as Ally, co-starring alongside Bradley Cooper, and her character was required to look like a regular girl trying to make a music career for herself. Bradley, who also directed and produced the movie, revealed that he forced Gaga to take off her makeup during the screen test. Like, he literally handed her a makeup wipe. He wanted her to have as minimal as possible done to her face and hair so that she could really embrace her character. She looks incredibly different, but also incredibly beautiful. She also looks wildly different with her natural brown hair. That's right, Gaga is brunette, just like me, and I think she'd agree that brunettes have more fun. In our 3rd place is former child star Macaulay Culkin. By the time he was 12 years old, he made enough money to never work again. Must be nice. He was a household name in Hollywood after playing Kevin McAllister in the Christmas movie series Home Alone. After he found success, it seemed like every production wanted to have this talented kid involved in their next project. But his career never went on to his adult life, and his life took a turn down a dark path. He disappeared from the spotlight and we didn't see him for many years. It was shocking when photos surfaced in 2012 of him walking in New York looking extremely skinny and incredibly different than what we remember. It was rumored that he was struggling with a drug and alcohol problem, and we didn't see him for years to follow after that. But more recently, he did start making his way back into Hollywood, and he still looks wildly different. Honestly, he looks different in every paparazzi picture, so I can only imagine how different he would look in real life. But the most recent capture was him smiling with his girlfriend on a cold walk. Once again, has a bunch of facial hair and a man bun. Looks very different, but he looks happy and healthy, and that is most important. Taking over our number 2 spot is Kesha. The American singer was just 18 years old when she signed with Chemo Savvy Records, but it wasn't until 2009 that she found success in Hollywood. Her first major success was when she was featured on Flo Rida's #1 single called The Right Round. She's always had a unique style to her music and even her appearance. She rocks some spunky outfits, different colored wigs, some body glitter, and even some face paint. But like other people on this list, she too has shared pictures without makeup, and even if she hadn't, the paparazzi got her anyways. And yes, you guessed it right, she looks different. Not in a bad way at all, she is beautiful. But one thing I can't ignore is the fact that her face is full of freckles, and I literally had no idea. Like, her face is covered in them. I absolutely love that. I think she's gorgeous and she should show them off more often. She literally looks like a totally different person. People use filters for freckles these days on Instagram, girl. So embrace that. Earning the #1 spot on our list is Matthew Perry, also known as Chandler Bing from the iconic TV series Friends. This one physically hurts my heart because I have an emotional attachment to all the characters from that show. But it is no secret that he does not look anything like Chandler anymore, and if we're being honest, he is a hot mess minus the hot. Earlier this year, we started seeing pictures online of him walking around LA looking disheveled and homeless. And that is not to be disrespectful, he literally looks that way. It came out a few years ago that he had been struggling with a few addictions, which is why we hadn't seen him in anything. After Jennifer Aniston's recent Instagram post that showed all of the Friends cast chilling at a bar, we thought he might be making a good return. And to be honest, in that picture, he didn't look that bad. However, it is poor quality and dark lighting. After seeing pictures of him last month with this mysterious woman, he is back to looking unrecognizable.